Hello, in this video I am going to show you how to set up and install, or should I say install and set up YUZU, which is a Nintendo Switch emulator, which basically allows you to play Nintendo Switch games on your Linux machine. I've got a video covering how to do this on Windows, so feel free to check that out. First of all, you will need to download YUZU, so if you Google YUZU, but I'll provide a link to this in the description as well. Go to download. Scroll down, go to the latest mainline build, click on this Linux, the Penguin, and this will start downloaded. So click cancel, because I know you don't want to click cancel. I'm doing it because I've already got it downloaded. And now what we need to do, we also need the prod keys. You can either, so let me show you. If you go to YUZU's website, YUZU I think has one of the best set of getting started documentation. Like, it is really thorough, so feel free to check this out. They've got a video as well, and it walks you through the process of checking if your graphics card supports it, which is fantastic. And you need the production keys. Say you need title keys, production keys is all you need. The prod keys, you can get that either by googling it and finding some way of getting it, or you can get that via your own Switch if that's hacked, or if it isn't, you can follow this process. If it is hackable, you can hack it and then get the keys from there. If you have any questions regarding this, feel free to join the Discord group, and we can provide more information about it. But again, that's regarding everything if you have questions. So I've got the prod keys, and we want to open this. If I double click it, we get this error, and you can fix this by going to properties, permissions, doing allow executing file of program. You can either do that, or the generic method for all Linux distros is open up terminal. You can search for it as well by going to here and searching for terminal. And what you want to do is chmod a+x, so we're adding executable permission. Drag and drop this on. Nope. Click enter, and now if I double click it, close this down, it launches it up. Ignore this error, that is fine. Click OK and click no. And now go to file, open YUZU folder. Here, create a new folder called keys, and copy over your prod keys. If you have title keys, feel free to copy them over as well. If the keys folder is already there, that's fine, just whack them in there. Sometimes I found it's there, sometimes it isn't. Close this down and reopen it. And so if I just reopen this, there we go. Okay, so now this is all ready to go. So we could configure it, and in the configuration you can change the hotkeys. So for taking screenshots, going full screen, etc. You can also look at the system settings such as language, sound output for stereo or surround. You can modify the CPU. Most likely I'll say leave it. And you can change the API for OpenGL or Vulkan. You can change the aspect ratio, but if you do one of the others, it'll look stretched or squashed. So I would recommend leaving it, but that's up to you. Accuracy level, feel free to experiment, but I say leave it on default. Anisotropic filtering, I'm leaving it on default. So this is basically, if you're looking at in the game and you look at the sides in obscure angles, the screen can get a bit blurry. So this anisotropic filtering fixes that texture problem. And using VSync, highly recommend this is on, but you need OpenGL for it. And this prevents the screen tearing, and audio as well. So feel free to have a look at this. In controls, you can have up to 8 controllers connected. They could be keyboard, they could be mouse, they could be game controllers. If you want to connect another one, you click connect like so, and it maps it down here. And if you have one already connected, you could choose what you essentially want to, emulate, which is fantastic. So if you wanted to emulate the Pro controller, which is most likely what I would be, you can choose your input device. Maybe you've got a game controller connected. It could be a Switch controller, Switch Pro controller, it could be Joy-Cons, it could be an Xbox controller, PlayStation 4 controller, whatever. I'm going to have a separate video or videos covering how to connect different controllers to the emulator. I love doing them because I think that's one of the things a lot of YouTubers out there that do these emulation videos leave out. They leave out different OS platform setup videos and different controller setup videos. To map something, you click it, and if I click that, and so if I click J is now mapped to that. I'm just going to click up, but that's how you do. That's literally how you map it. You can, feel free to modify the motion as well. So obviously, you just shake it about, and here's some dead zone stuff. You can also change the mode to docked or undocked. Docked is better because obviously that's emulating more performance in the game. You can configure the vibration. If you have a controller that supports my keyboard and mouse, obviously does not. And yeah, that's really it. And you can modify it. Obviously, feel free to experiment with this stuff. You can save a profile, so I could click like new, say controller, and I could save it as I wish. And you can have multiple profiles, maybe one for different types of games or different types of controllers. Click OK, and now to launch up the game, let's go to, you can either double click to add a new folder. So if I double click and go to downloads, my games are in here, and I can just say, open this directory. And if I open that directory, all the games will appear in there, or you can just load a specific file. So if I load a file and I'll go to download, sorry, it's in desktop, my game is, there we go. So if I double click that, it's launching it up. Won't take long, it's just compiling the shaders. And you can emulate, tells you, set to multi-core, dock mode, OpenGL, you can, change that as well. And you can go to full screen if you want to with the F11 toggle. There we go. It has now launched. I've got the volume turned off so you can't hear anything, and that's it. Nothing really more to it. You can go to file and pause, stop, and start as well. I'm going to minimize this. Depending on the game, the performance will vary. To get a full performance list, go to YUZU and go to compatibility, and here it'll tell you your DD1 perfect. A lot of them currently are in the red and yellow section, but as this emulator matures, the compatibility will get better. So I'm using or testing new Super Mario Brothers U. It's marked as okay. So last time when I did, this is interesting. So last time when I did the, what did I? The Windows setup a few days ago, it was actually marked as, it wasn't okay. I think it was marked as bad. So it's got a bit better now. So they are constantly improving it. So feel free to check out this list. So that's it. If you have any more questions, feel free to pop me a message. There's a Discord group where there's over 1,600 members, and everyone helps each other. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video.